Hiya, and welcome back to Moonlight Castle. The game that teaches us that I'm pretty sure everything that Blake says is a cry for help. Like, yeah, I'm aware that every single thing that his route does make it very clear that he is crying for help and he needs it. So, yeah, we should probably get that dog therapy. Same with Ryan. We should probably also get him therapy. We just need to get everyone therapy. Except Liam. Just give him like a can of tuna or something and he'll be like, ah, hell yeah. Anyways, let's just hop right in. I groaned as my paw pushed against my forehead. My muscles felt sore as if I had been working out. All good? Sorry, I'm just dizzy. Maybe I slept weird. It felt so long since the last time I slept in this bed. Should I get up? I can give you space. What you could do is take off that fucking shirt. Who said that? That was the wind. He was lying next to me. No, you're fine. I can always climb on top if needed. I was worried you might be overheating. Nah, that's not it. I sat up. I feel like I'm not supposed to be here. Do you get it? His head perked forward with curiosity. We're visiting that new apartment your mom picked out for you tomorrow. I took a deep, drawn-out breath upon hearing that reminder. Yeah. He smiled before feeling his paw on my back. That's the response I was waiting for. You don't really want to go, do you? It's got a good deal. It's close to Primarosa. I kind of have to take it. He scoffed. You have to. You must. Why does everything sound like an obligation to you? I shrugged. I can't let my mom down, can I? She's so proud of me. There's no way I'm breaking her heart. Even if that means going along with Eric's suggestion. That fuck-ass horse! The fucking horse! My stomach churned. It was the smartest thing I could have done. He turned his back on me and sulked before running under the sheets and covering himself. Yeah, I get that. I smiled. My fingers tiptoed around him as I poked his belly. You rarely ask me to let you sleep at my place. I gently tugged the sheets to uncover his face. Did something happen? I had an argument at home, nothing special. Okay, but how about this? We build a treehouse and we stay in there because I cannot stand being under the same roof as that fucking horse. I had an argument at home, nothing special. He grunted. She knows I'm here. I wish I didn't have to tell her anything. Don't say that. She's just looking out for you. Her presence alone is suffocating. It's in the way she talks to me. It's overbearing. Really? Sometimes it feels like you're describing a completely different person. Doesn't happen often, I guess. Could it be work-related? Stress can do that to you. I'll talk to her tomorrow. Now I just want to sleep. I leaned back down to my right side while he stayed on his left. Alright. He told me to sleep, but we were staring at each other. I know we both need time to process our feelings, but I can only do it here. Are you going to drive all the way to my apartment in the future? I can always sleep in the car. I puffed my cheeks. That's not the answer I want to hear. Of course I wouldn't go that far. Bad joke. Sorry, I'm just tired. Let's sleep. Tomorrow we have a lot to do. Yeah, moving isn't easy. Night-night. Good night. Fuck, it says night-night! This was one of the last nights at my mom's place. He kept sleeping over until I fully finished moving across the two houses. I could tell that he was torn about something aside from the tiny bits he gave me. Mom and I were at the kitchen table waiting for dinner to get ready. She called the horse again! After ignoring her the past 3 times, he eventually showed up. I'm sorry, just finished the meeting. I kept your food warm, so don't worry about it. Just the look of him alone sparked a rage inside my stomach while Mom prepared his portion as I sheepishly focused on mine. Have you decided on what to do after receiving your diploma? Her paw filled the bowl of soup before handing it over to him. No, not really. Watched the steam slowly rise toward her face. I've been thinking about it, but nothing really calls to me. What are you waiting for? Your graduation ceremony is going to be next month. His snappy tone made me flinch, my teeth grinding against each other like stone against stone. I know that! Do you need more time? It's a life-changing decision, so I understand waiting for a spark. He scoffed in response. I don't like the prospect of having him home for an entire year doing nothing. Oh my god. First off, I just want to say this. Expecting an 18-year-old to know what they're going to do with their life immediately after high school is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because of the simple fact that at the end of the day, they're still fucking kids. They don't know what to do. They have, in the best case scenario, they have very little life experience. It's best to let them figure out what the fuck they're going to do. Does that mean let them lounge around? No, not at all. Now, I can't say shit. However, hindsight is 20/20. I don't like the prospect of having him home for an entire year doing nothing. Life isn't about work, Eric. I know you're very career-oriented, but not everyone sees it the same way you do. Upon hearing that, he settled down, but I knew he wasn't done yet. Don't you miss working as a nurse? Sometimes. I have bad memories associated with that field, though. I'd rather take care of the house for now. That's why I understand you being here. It's your role. What I can't stand is the idea of seeing your son waste all the time and effort you poured into him. He has to return that investment before it's too late. His words shot directly at my heart. I slammed my fist against the table, my voice trembling with rage. You don't get to tell me that! Our relationship isn't a transaction! His gaze was devoid of empathy. Focused solely on gain, much like others his age. Well, then he needs to go to therapy instead of making it Joel's problem. Because of the simple fact that shit like that is toxic. Exactly. His gaze was devoid of empathy, focused solely on gain. Much like others his age. She gently smiled at him when our eyes met. That's true. Joel doesn't owe me anything. I did it out of love. But I do want to make sure you can live comfortably when I'm gone. I just want to make sure he actually does. There was a certain malice in his tone, one that I couldn't fight against. All that talk about being a special child, and then you work at some fast food restaurant living paycheck to paycheck. Like a dead-end loser. I rolled my eyes. Anyone can do that. It has to make him happy. Working requires passion. He massaged his temples before sighing. Not everyone gets that luxury, Anna. If you have an advantage, I urge you to use it. He dug through his suit and showed us a couple of papers. Look, I've talked with some people. Mom grabbed one, her eyes quickly lit up. Oh my! Those are pamphlets our school distributed during the last meeting, the same ones I've been avoiding. Anything interesting? I can pull some strings, get you a letter of recommendation. He forcefully placed one in my paws, an innocent choice that sent my heart on fire. I could feel the crushing weight of my failed attempt speaking at my mind, drowning me into that suffocating feeling of isolation that had been tormenting me for months. I will say this, though. I can appreciate what Eric is trying to do. I can absolutely appreciate what he's trying to do, however, he's going about it in the wrong way. There is a massive difference between helping someone get established and just whatever the hell he's doing. Because, like, I can understand what he's trying to do. He's trying... I'm pretty sure he's trying to help Joel get established. However, I think it's the way he's doing it that just rubs everyone the wrong way. I'll admit it. I think I might have been wrong about the horse. I still don't like him, because he's an asshole. However, I might be wrong about him. I had to choose, but nothing felt right. Society demanded an answer that I lacked. There was no place for someone like me. She didn't deserve this. I didn't want to see her crying again. She had gone through enough shit in her life, and I wasn't going to hurt her like Dad did. Look, Joel! That's Primarosa! I snapped out of it as she waved another pamphlet in my face. I've studied medicine there! She opened it wide, her fingers running down the things she liked. Seems like they've opened some new courses. I can easily get our hands on a scholarship, just say the word. Did you hear that, Joel? That's so exciting! It wasn't, but I couldn't say it. The fact that society never meant to accommodate everyone and that my needs weren't going to be fulfilled, that I had to settle and stay unhappy just to live. There was no way I could tell her that. You did find something you're interested in, right? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, after all. Are you just going to throw it away? No, it's just... I think that you should take it if you like what you see. You deserve to go out there and live the best years of your life. Didn't even understand what that meant. It was as if they were running, dragging me along with my face on the ground. Exactly. Why stagnate here when you can actually experience what it means to be a responsible adult? You know, it's really far. He smacked one of the papers. That's not a problem. The scholarship will save us enough money to get you a small apartment. My beanie is growing up so fast. Already in charge of his own place. Wait, Mom, Before I could finish that sentence, Eric leaned forward, hovering directly in my ear. Do you really want to disappoint her as well? Okay, never mind. I don't like him anymore. Sir? Back the fuck up. While those opportunities are amazing, and I'll be honest, for a lot of the opportunities that Joel has been given, I would kill for them. Like, I would kill for those opportunities. However, personally, I would not do it. Well, I would. Sort of. Like, when I was just starting out as an adult, then yeah, I'd do anything for that shit. But now that, you know, I'm a little more established as an adult, and I actually know what I want in life, I wouldn't do that. College is not everything. Do you really want to disappoint her as well? My heart froze its beating. Check their courses, they have so many. It'd be weird for you to not like one. He moved away, back to his chair, wearing a satisfied grin on his face. Aw, thanks, Eric. I'm sure that will greatly help Joel get unstuck. His whispers coiled around my neck. I nodded, struggling as if I'd swallowed a needle down my throat. What the fuck? I just got a Twitch notification on here, on OBS. I just got a Twitch notification. That is hilarious. I'll pick one. I had to. Life didn't stop for me. Something must get done. It'll be fine. Mom will be fine. Gosh, this calls for a celebratory picture. Let me go get my phone. Annabelle has been hurt so many times over the years, and now that she's finally coming around, your entitlement is going to undo all the hard work we've done. I'm giving you an amazing chance here. Take it and go away. Okay, yeah, no. Yeah, that's not just emotional blackmail. That's just straight up manipulation. You're the last tie she's got to that life full of misery. Yeah, that's just fucking manipulation. She's never going to build a new one if you're still here. You're not stupid. We might not get along, but you know this is the right thing to do. I hated him because his words weaponized the truth just to reach the depths of my soul. I always prioritized her over me, even if she never noticed. Even if those feelings weren't mutual. Nobody needed to understand. That was the choice I had made. I was laying on a grassy field, sitting underneath the comfortable shadow of a tree. So, you've discovered my secret hideout. I muttered, holding an action figure in my right paw, slightly shaking it. You will return all the jewels you've stolen, Dr. Owl! And I did the same thing to the other as it sat on my left. Is that so, Crocodile Man? I did my best to replicate their voices as close as possible to the ones I heard on TV. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. These gems are necessary for my revenge, you see. I won't let you harm innocent people. My voice deepened as I laughed in place of my owl toy. You fail to see it, hero. They're all evil, just like me.
But they smile, they look pretty, for naive people like you to fall for it.
Not too far from where I was, a twig snapped. I blushed, embarrassed of having another kid watch me.
Who's there?
That had heard someone, but it could have been a passerby. I reluctantly returned to my toys and resumed acting out their lines.
Crimes can't hide forever. All bad guys will be brought to justice.
Raised them higher and copied their final argument from the first movie.
Justice, huh? You think whoever uses that word suddenly becomes right. If justice truly existed, we wouldn't be here tonight.
I paused lowered while repeating his speech.
Doctor, you can still stop this. Turn over a new leaf. There are mistakes that can't be undone. Your heart is in the right place, Crocodile Man, but mine hasn't been for a long time.
I sighed, gently dropping the owl to grasp the crocodile in both paws.
I wish you could come visit my family too, Crocodile Man.
My voice imitated Dr. Owl again.
You see, there are invisible criminals like him!
I coughed a little, feeling my throat becoming sore.
But, well, they're not real.
Placed a finger on my temple.
I think they're inside Mom's head. She's always crying, never leaves her bed, and she looks tired all the time.
Ran another finger under my eyes.
You might be hiding here. You should come over. Kick the bad guys out so that Mom can heal.
I playfully punched the air a few times.
I'm doing my best, but I'm not a hero like you. Uncle Clay comes to help once a week, but that's not enough.
I sighed.
Cooking is difficult and the house feels really big to me. I can't clean everything by myself. I'm scared that something bad will happen to Mom. She doesn't eat enough because my food tastes bad.
I raised the crocodile man figure up to my eye level and stared at it.
What should I do? You can hear this. Please come to my house.
Gently placed his forehead against mine and closed my eyes for a moment.
And if you're too busy saving the world, send one of your assistants then.
I hugged the toy.
Don't forget me too.
Hat came down to do the same thing, protecting me from this evil sadness attacking us. I have to stay strong for Mom. There was a frantic sound of rustling leaves not too far from me.
Hello?
Again, no answer. I gathered all my toys and stood up.
Sorry, Dr. Owl, no more revenge for today. I have to go buy groceries and come up with food for tonight. But...
I chuckled.
No buts, mister. You can try again tomorrow.
Ow! Clay stopped visiting once he showed up. I was just a kid. I needed all the help available to me.
God, my head is a mess.
Rubbed my temples as I floated in a dark, empty space. Hello? Anyone there? It was the same strange gravity as before, but this time there were no lights. My voice echoed a couple of times before fading away. If nothing else is happening, does that mean I'm done? I placed my hands around my face. Why are you showing me these? I'm aware I fucked up, but I couldn't control everything back then. My choices only mattered to a certain degree. The rest wasn't up to me. He just materialized into existence. You didn't need a test. This is just a formality. The dragon was using his wings to keep himself upright. Are you kidding me? Recall the candles. One of them was green. And that matters because we were meant to take you directly to the second phase. King decided against it. That'd be useless if the others can't match his pace. There's more? You'll see when we get there. Listen, I just want to find my friends and leave. It's not fun to float into nothingness like this. I swam in a small circle. Things would be different if we were in space, but this is just boring. You'll be free soon. All trials should be at their climax by now. It's good that it's almost over. Bad that I didn't learn anything about this place. Next to him, a creek began to form. Light was breaking through. Listen, I don't have much time. His tone suddenly lost that monotone cadence he carried. The only way to put an end to this is by playing along. His tests will slowly expose the castle's core to you. Just me? We stopped for a second, startled by the increasing number of cracks. He believes you to be the final piece of the puzzle to achieve his goals. It felt as though a hammer was hitting the wall from the other side. That means you're the only one who can get close enough to break it. Shit, I was hoping to leave the smashing to Dylan or something. This is the only clue I can offer now that he can't see us. Sounds too simple. If this is all it takes, then why has nobody succeeded? Playing his games changes people. Another stronger hit. Small pieces and debris began to fall off. Under the guise of improvement, the thirst for power brings nothing but destruction. What I've seen didn't exactly corrupt me, but it did soften your heart. I rubbed the back of my head. Yeah, living through that again was definitely painful. Letting oneself be vulnerable is enough to start the process. This is my warning. Too much of a good thing can cause harm, and when you least expect it, it can sway you towards evil. Okay, I'll try to steady myself for whatever's coming next. I will pray for your success. No, wait a sec, why are you helping me? The third hit slammed against the wall, breaking it down completely. An intense white light forced me to close my eyes again. Would open them again, I was sent to a different place. I was back to the small park outside my mom's house, but this time I felt a lot more myself. This was a memory, they weren't forcing me to act it out. For some reason I couldn't move. Felt as though something was holding me still, keeping me warm and safe. No matter how hard I tried, my body seemed unresponsive. And there was a strange ceiling above me, much bigger than my hat. When I tried speaking, weird noises came out instead. Oh no. Upon realizing the truth, I felt the urge to cry as loud as I possibly could. It turned me into a fucking baby, and this was a goddamn stroller! At first I thought it was just Babby, but then I take a closer look and realize... Fat Babby. Hey, what's wrong, little pup? I'm here, no need to cry. A man with a semi-deep voice reacted to my screams as he attempted to soothe me by rocking the stroller back and forth. Wanted to, but I couldn't control myself. His voice freaked me out even more. It was robotic, distorted, and at times incoherent. Nothing to worry about. Dad's here. A flurry of emotions came crashing down all at once. His face was fully obscured. My mind was doing this to him. I was censoring him! His paw gently caressed my face, running around and poking around my belly. It was silly enough to slow down the crying. Look at this pup. So adorable. You better turn that down or I might bite you. Being this close and not being able to talk was killing me. Please, show yourself to me. I truly wanted to meet him. Learn the reason why he left. Want your pacifier? No, not that. I gurgled a few noises that didn't sound like anything in particular. This fucking sucked. Should have been able to use soul, regardless of my current form. I was still a medium. Ah! When he leaned forward, the darkness surrounding him began to fade. His shape and colors were similar to mine. I could feel my chest warming up. Your soul is leaking out again. That's not good. My tiny little paw grabbed his with a gentle squeeze. Is this why you're crying? He tugged on my hat. Hold it to this. You'll feel better when you do. Oh my god. I wanted to bawl my eyes out again. Sebastian. Large purple dog froze for a second, his bright smile becoming wary after hearing his name called. Gavin, that you? Annabelle finds you here. She's gonna flip. Took a step back from the stroller before turning around, basically shielding me. I'm not doing any work on my day off. Could barely make out the dragon's shape from where I was. We both know you'd procrastinate tasks regardless. He responded with a hearty laugh. I'm not about to disrupt the natural flow of things unless I must. The dragon crossed his arms and stared. Yet you've considered sealing the child. Dad's movements halted for a second, yet that large smile never left his face. That's what any good parent should do. His paw caressed my face. It's too early for this small chump to wield so much power. Does your wife know? His first thought ended upon the mention of Mom. I'm, planning to have that conversation soon. How much are you going to share with her? Dad awkwardly laughed. That's a difficult question. Gavin shrugged. Oh, you don't need to worry about that. I certainly didn't show up to learn about your love quarrels. His eye twitched. I'm currently looking after Joel and the kids. Today, I'm just a normal papa, understand? Shit, did that mean Ryan? Was he here? But he never mentioned Dad. Yes, little pup, you want to meet them, don't you? They're close by playing ball. I was extremely grateful to his playful nature. Divine business is for tomorrow. Then let me ask you a question. Did Clay visit the kid? What do you expect me to say? He obviously did. Simon wanted to go out for drinks. Gavin crossed his arms. You understand, they don't just do it to stay on friendly terms. If your child truly is what we think he is, then... The dragon stopped when Dad stared directly at him. His soul was going off, warning Gavin to mind his words. I'll simply teach my son to carefully choose who's worthy of his trust. The dragon sighed before holding his forehead. You make it so simple, and you worry too much. I need you to compromise with me. Have some bodyguards for additional safety. He huffed. Instead, you decided to turn those down. Dad snorted, further irritating the dragon. That's not all. I also requested a house as far away as possible from the PMC. Now you're just mocking me. I'm not. We need somewhere quiet, away from the loud city junk. You're fortunate that your choice works in my favor. This must be kept secret. If not, then delay his discovery for as long as possible. Everything's under control, Gavin. You expect me to leave your family unsupervised? Do I look that incompetent to you? Besides, Anna would kill me. That's why I came up with an alternative solution. Something everyone can't disagree on. Dad's first on, and after hearing that, Gavin, I don't like that tone. What did you do? Heard footsteps, but I couldn't see. There were at least 3 people. Gavin, you unhinged motherfucker! The first time, Dad's happy-go-lucky attitude collapsed. His eyes widened. Felt uneven energy scattering all around us. I don't see the problem. Dad charged at him, pushing the dragon out of the way. That was when I saw Ryan and James sitting on the ground unresponsive. You bastards are always so entitled! Those are 2 innocent kids! Fuck, leave them alone! What kind of sicko would target children? I began crying, affected by the leftover soul Gavin had used. They were going to be his friends in the future, no? Dad kneeled down, his paw charged with a thin veil of soul. I gave them a tiny nudge, just to make sure. Nothing too unethical. I think he did! I'm sorry. Where I come from, there are 3 main rules. I think. Yeah. 1. Respect your mother. 2. Actually, there is no rule 2. Rule 3. Don't target children. You leave them out of it. I don't care what fantasy bullshit you have going on. You leave kids out of it. Period. End of story. His powered paw hovered above their heads slowly up and down. I'm telling you that we don't want bodyguards. Changing the age makes no difference. Wrong. Starting them young makes them loyal. Dad snapped at him. God damn it, Gavin, you can't play with people's minds like this! The rampaging soul was going down. Thankfully, Dad must have deleted whatever the dragon did. It has to be done. He's not a normal kid. The people around him won't be either. Dad carefully led the kids away from him and closer to the stroller. Don't move from here, alright? My crying didn't stop. I wanted to, but his body was doing its own thing. Sorry, kid. I know. Give me a sec. You can't fight your dad's prophecy, Sebastian. Gavin, I need you to leave. The dragon tried speaking, only for Dad to point to his left toward the main road. Now. I'm aware of that, but I won't just watch it happen. Even the slightest change is enough for me. Reached inside the stroller and carefully took me out. Dad rocked me back and forth in his arms to soothe me again. I'm here. Can you feel Poppy's soft belly? He giggled first, then I did too. That's my good pup. Dad walked closer to the bears to check their pulse. Shit, the kids are still kind of unresponsive. Gave me a concerned look before booping my nose. Golly. You're too young for swear words. See this, Joel? An example of what you should never do as a medium or a father. His left paw ran across his forehead all the way to the back. Gosh, what do I tell Anna now? His tone lost confidence the more he spoke. Sorry, I tried babysitting, but my boss showed up and brainwashed the kids. Took a deep, drawn-out breath. I managed to remove it on the little panda because of how recent it was. As for the other... Oh my god. That explains Ryan's clingy behavior so much. That explains everything about his well, almost everything about his character. I could kind of feel a strange pattern around Ryan's soul, one the curse had drowned out. The law of consent did its thing. Further manipulation might damage his soul permanently. Tried making more baby noises. I promise I didn't give up on him. I did something else. Hopefully that preserves his independence. He gently nuzzled me, his fur tickling my face. Dad kissed my forehead before lowering me down. If anything happens, make sure you guide this young bear through it. Because, well, I might not be there to check on him. He made up his mind already. Why? Why would you leave us so suddenly? I could see it in his eyes. He genuinely loved me. No pup, enough crying. His paw reached for something I had left behind in the stroller. You like your hat, don't you? I'd always end up bringing a new one. Always end up bringing a new home after every mission. Dad placed it on my head and smiled with a huge grin on his face. It's a shame I won't get to see you trying them on. He reluctantly placed me back into the stroller, ignoring my complaints. I don't know why I'm rambling to a baby. Guess Gavin really struck a nerve. His paws carefully tucked me under the sheets. You should rest. Daddy will take care of everything for now. The sad part is, we already know how it ends. Give me a minute. I am genuinely hoping that soon Joel gets to see his dad's soul and actually talk to him. He walked behind the stroller and out of my sight. Annabelle, how do I even say it? My eyes began closing as sleep slowly got the best of me. No, wait, I'm not done! Stop! I don't want to leave yet! Dad, come back here, please! I wanted to spend more time together. I opened my eyes and found myself on the cold, hard castle floor face down. Great. Does this mean I'm done? Pushed myself up, arms rubbing my watery eyes. Fuck you for showing me that. When I reached out, the ring still didn't return. I was worried for everyone's safety, especially Ryan's. The dragon walked in from a corner of the room still shrouded in darkness. First of all, congratulations on completing your trial. Second, what you see is not really up to us. I slowly stood up. My body felt as though my strength had been sapped away. Did that actually happen? Tell me you guys made that up. Everything was real, including the people you met. My whole body shivered. No, you're joking. Fear completely overtook my senses. What I saw was a lot more than just a simple recreation. We summoned souls to play real-life theater. The living considers them strange dreams. Something snapped within me now that most of my memories had become lucid. Time dampened them, but this trial brought them back in their purest form. Don't ever make Mom feel like that again, you hear me? Walked closer, pain fueling my bubbling anger. You can do anything you want to me, but the moment you touch the people I love... He raised his paws in front of his face as it uncomfortably twisted. Again, I'm just a messenger. Where is Ryan? In the middle of his trial, I presume. I moved past him to where the door I used was located. What Gavin did I can't fathom how he'd feel knowing something like that. My paw twisted its knob once, twice. With each failure, my attempts became more aggressive. An acknowledgement, remember? I slammed my fist against the door. Fuck that shit! I need to go back! The connection to his dimension severed the moment you were done. All you can do now is wait for the results. It was as if I was talking to some bored customer service guy. Hearing his monotone responses were testing my limits. Listen, I know you don't give a single fuck, and seeing another dead person is just another Tuesday to you, but if something happens to him, I'm going to make it everyone's problem. Now, fuck that, we might need to kill him. Like, I am not saying that as a, oh, tee-hee, we might need to do an oopsie daisy. I'm saying that as a, he deserves death. Actually, no, scratch that. Death is too good for him. Because he broke one of the biggest rules in life. Don't involve children in your bullshit. Because the second you do, you lose all credibility. The second you involve children, you lose all credibility. But if something happens to him, I'm going to make it everyone's problem. I was this close to exploding. Part of me finds this intriguing, just to see what exactly you do. There's something I've learned so far. It's that soul reacts to emotions. We can find out together. The stronger the emotion, the more powerful its reaction. You don't even know what you're doing. His expression changed before I could reply as he sensed all the soul radiating off my body. No, but I'm tired of people telling me what I can and can't do. And, as stupid as it sounds, I'll be loud enough so that everyone can hear me. Placed both paws in the door, soul rushing from every part of my body, converging into that area. Stop, if you break the rules, you will... I don't care. With each word, I injected massive waves of soul into the door, shooting right past it. I couldn't see it. I didn't know if it was actually working, but my body definitely felt this. Let me in, you asshole! I squeezed all the soul I had gathered until the last drop. When I ran out of energy, my body gave in to its weight. I stopped, my breaths labored. An impressive showing, but you're not ready to navigate such a delicate system. You'd need a guide to build a new connection. What? You want me to beg you or something? I'm telling you, the castle will get upset if we don't respect its rules. If the rules say I have to watch my friends die, you think I'd comply? Then you were never meant to succeed in the first place. Fuck off. I stood up, readying myself to try again. His words implied that it was possible, and I won't give up. My body gathered soul again, this time at a slower pace. You're clearly not used to releasing this much. Don't aimlessly waste your resources. From my left, I heard the sounds of subtle flowing water, a small current growing louder by the second, till a large green puddle appeared next to me. Oh my god, it's Mr. Blorbo! Hi, Mr. Blorbo! In a matter of seconds, it took life of its own, grew in size, and took the shape of a large man. Surprise interrupted my channeling. You are... Seer hovered past me, blocking the slime monster from getting closer. Why are you here? You have people to attend to. He stared, not a single sound, except his blue eye, which seemed to sparkle brighter. You left? Do you have any idea of the consequences this action may cause? He extended his gooey hand forward, opened it, and from his insides, Nia's ring surfaced. Of course you don't. Seer sighed before reluctantly moving to the side, allowing the slime to return it. Thanks. Hesitantly pulled it off from its sticky green goop. He stole it before the end of your friend's trial. The ring was cold to the touch. I struggled sliding it back into my finger. Nia's presence hadn't faded, but what she saw must have deeply traumatized her. I'm gonna stop doing the echo. I said this before. Seems like you've got to say it again. Helping is possible, just not this way. It's too disruptive. I was guessing Seer wasn't talking to him, but it genuinely came across as arguing with himself. Yeah, the cast won't appreciate how forward you've been acting. You're communicating with him, right? A bit. His cognitive functions are extremely unstable. Something about him felt familiar in a way I couldn't comprehend. Thanks for getting the ring. I don't know why you do that, but I appreciate it. The slime bounced forward, pointing his finger at the door and splashed it with the slime. Oh, no, you didn't. Watch the water gather up in the keyhole before collecting the soul I had used earlier. This is a problem. I could feel a stream of energy connecting deeper into the void. That was my chance to get Ryan. Yeah, not for me. Rose, the wall next to me, crumbled to pieces with a loud smash. A wave of dust and debris clogged my vision. As I began coughing, my paw tugged down to the hat to filter the smoke. All I could see were his red eyes. This is problem number one. As you can see, it's not exactly mine to deal with. Ah, fuck. It's Mr. Fridge. The knight screamed, swinging his sword around to clear the foggy screen. I was wondering what happened to him. I kind of regret learning the answer to my question. He raised his sword above me, and I couldn't move. If I were to, the one chance of reaching Ryan would fade. Open already! I juggled with the lock as hard as I could, to no avail, with my mind yelling to get out of the way. The slime jumped past me and blocked that sword with his bare arm. It sunk a little into his slimy body, yet it didn't cut through. He was holding it in place by hardening his gelatinous arm. I stared, frozen by what I was witnessing. The realization that it would have sliced me in half was just now sinking in. The slime saying to hurry the fuck up, by the way. I know! The knight screamed as loudly as he possibly could, trying to get the sword free. Death to the trickster. His deep voice bellowed with rage, making my blood run cold. I focused on the door and followed that delicate trail of soul left behind for me to forge a new connection. The sword inched forward, slowly making its way through the green grime. Almost. The knob clicking into existence. The door slammed open, and I didn't hesitate to dive into the darkness ahead. Fuck, the gravity's acting up again. Kept flying forward, completely out of control. At least this was a good sign that I had returned to the testing area. I swam the opposite way until my body came to a stop. The slime's soul lit up a small thread for me to follow. It's strange. Why would it glow after coming in contact with my own? This place pretended to be empty, his real form camouflaged by a veil of darkness. Oh my god. It's Mr. Blorbo, Joel's dad. This place pretended to be empty, his real form camouflaged by a veil of darkness. As I followed the path ahead of me, I began to feel other souls in the distance. They carried their own unique shapes and colors. Wish I could have assisted everyone, but there was only one me, and I needed to prioritize who needed it most. The soul with the most impurities. Joel. Stopped in my tracks, body floating in the empty space. Her voice was strange, just saying my name must have taken a lot of effort. It's okay, don't push yourself. He knows. My heart climbed into my throat as she coughed. Someone found me. We'll figure something out. I needed to keep going for now. Please, everyone hang in there. When we crossed in that strange vortex, I thought we did it together. Joel, you still there? In this darkness, I couldn't see anything past my paws. Keep going. He's going to join you, so just follow the light. I couldn't tell where he came from. Going back was too difficult for me. Fine. I swam towards the tiny sparkling dot in the back. Why are you still here anyway? Dude, I'm your guardian angel. Of course I'd stick around. Even though I just couldn't see anything, his voice was fairly close. Well, thanks. I don't really like being alone. I held my stomach. Gives my mind too much power. Don't worry, big guy. We'll work on that soon. What do you mean? The shining dot grew in size, expanding into small cracks. See you on the other side. Turned around as the light made its way in, the faker becoming visible just before getting blinded. Huh? I held my head before sighing. Fuck, what happened? I feel so weird. Phone I had been holding in the other paw stirred a few times. String of texts confirming our meeting that she was on her way. I reluctantly shared my location and placed my phone back on the table facing down. Am I really doing this? You organized it. Nobody told you to. My heart jumped as he nonchalantly offered me a menu. Russell, don't do that, please! He huffed as I reluctantly grabbed it off his hand. Loosen up. I'm just preparing the table. Everyone knows this isn't a real date. I'm allowed to freak out, even if we're only pretending. Dan's making spaghetti tonight. Tell her to try it. I sighed as I watched him leave. Yeah, sure. Maybe I should have gone somewhere else tonight. It was too convenient to pass up this opportunity. Just enjoy the dinner. Smile, for fuck's sake. The door swung open, and there she was. Her shiny green locks were unmistakable. She stopped, giving me a concerned look as she walked up to my table. Is this place even open? It's private. Doesn't that work best for you? Technically, yeah. Just caught me by surprise. So, hello? She rolled her eyes. You're way beyond stiff. I could literally break you with a single stare. I awkwardly laughed it off. Very funny, but I don't want to lose clients. We just need some photos together, that's all. Even something as simple as pictures of my pretty face can become an issue. I won't show them to anyone. And tell me what you need them for, isn't that essential? That's... She gasped. No way, are you going to pleasure yourself with them? My face twisted in horror upon hearing that question. I thought you didn't swing that way. God, no, Margaret, never. She picked up a menu and flipped through it. Well, you can't expect me to blindly cooperate. The cat nodded. Being offered dinner is smooth. You got that one, though. I scratched the back of my head. My friend recommended spaghetti. Sure, I was in the mood for some carbs tonight. She stared at the counter. Bet Russell was already listening. Make that 3 portions here and get us a couple of bears. I stared, unsure if we were waiting for a surprise guest or something. 3? Darling. I spend a lot of energy. I'm always talking, moving around, and doing shit. Be grateful I'm going easy on you. There aren't a lot of feathers for me to pluck here. Then why did you accept? She chuckled. I happen to be free and hungry. She playfully caressed her locks. You better spill the beans before dinner ends or I'm leaving you empty-handed. As much as it hurts to say, she did deserve to know. That was the only way to get her to cooperate. There, for my mom. You have to be kidding me. Why would your mom need such a thing? So that she thinks I'm dating a woman? She stared in disbelief before stifling a chuckle. That's hilarious. I wanted to disappear. I couldn't hide the huge embarrassment I was feeling. Listen, I just need her to stop luring me into blind dates. Before she could say anything, I buried my face between my paws. I see. You're either a loser or gay. I should consider buying a hat myself. Sounds like both to me. I took a deep breath. I thought you were pretty, the kind mom would like, so I asked you out. Yeah, lines up with the intel I gathered beforehand. If she knew, why get me to admit it in the first place? I impatiently tapped the table with my fingers. Will you do it or not? If Fred first, and we discuss terms and conditions, I don't mind making this a weekly thing. God, no. I mean, you could just tell her the truth. That'd be much easier. Didn't even want to think about the nuclear reaction that would cause. I can't do that. She shrugged. Search yourself. Business it is. Keeping the peace in my family always came with big prices. I'll tell her she invited me to stay over and just sleep in my car again. I slowly parked behind his house and turned off the lights. Another night out, another starry sky for me to stare at. If only we had any... Climbed in the back and dug through my trunk from the inside, gathering up sheets, a pillow, and curtains to cover my windows. No more waking up to weirdos staring at me. My eyes couldn't get off the guitar I'd placed at the bottom. It's kinda late. Sleeping could dampen this knot in my stomach. I really shouldn't. I was feeling less fatigued and more inspired. This always happens at the worst possible time. My complaint got nowhere as I picked the guitar up regardless. Just for a little bit. I was going to be real quiet, enough for me to get this out. Something about the stars, Blake would like that. I locked my phone and checked through the random notes I'd been saving over the week. Yeah, this one's cool. Strung the chords. The sound was good, only my voice required practice. 1, 2, 3. Got a sunny disposition with a nocturnal attitude. I blushed before clearing my throat. God, that sounded really dumb. Tried again, shuffled through my one-liners. I'm just a people pleaser, a bitch who wears 2 shoes. I snorted. That didn't feel right. You could stand to get a bit more selfish. But he's just too good at bottling shit inside for that to happen. Now I wasn't even singing anymore. Someone knocked out the window and I jumped, letting out a tiny shriek. Dude. Can you stop serenading under my fucking balcony? Pushed the curtains away and saw him grinning at me. Shit, I'm sorry. Was it that's too loud? Pointed at the handle. I clicked it open and watched him take the driver's seat. Look at this. You got the whole camping kit in here. He placed his feet on the wheel. It's cozy, don't you think? I'm starting to like this energy. As long as I don't find you pissing in the garden, I won't say a word. I huffed back and smelled something tasty. You got food? Some leftover lasagna from tonight's dinner. Placed a box on the opposite seat. Dad mentioned you're skipping meals. Pretended you never said that. Aw, James, that's like your favorite. Don't give me that look. It wasn't my choice. Then let Uncle know that I really appreciate his thoughtful gift. Whatever, man. I'm not here to just fill your belly. You gotta talk. For real. I lowered my guitar. Do I bother you by parking here? I can leave. No, you fucking idiot. I don't care about that. He shrugged. You're even bothering. Dad lives inside his workshop. It's usually just me. Why don't you ask to sleep over? Better than pretending to be homeless. Thanks, but it doesn't feel right. I know you're cool when you want to be. I nudged his seat. What's this thing? Because I can't think of anything else. James sighed, lowering his feet down before turning toward me. It's your mom again. felt the juices in my stomach sloshing around. She keeps coming over, demanding to know where you are. Oh, I'm getting sick of covering for your ass. He raised his voice ever so slightly. That's not my job, you gotta do that shit. James wasn't wrong. I know, I'm sorry, nobody should be dealing with her. Next time I'm telling her if you don't. Grabbed his shirt and pulled him closer. James, please, don't do that to me. He pushed me away. Grow a pair and tell her off. Retreated into the right corner away from him. Doing that means destroying our family. I tightly held my head with both paws, shivering. You still hung up on that? Family's supposed to love you, man. They do! Snap back before regaining my composure. They're good people if you can look past certain things. Oh, I genuinely thought James was Ryan's cousin. I deadass thought they were cousins. I deadass think they were cousins. I think they are cousins. I think they are. We've made happy memories as well, so it wasn't all that bad. He crossed his arms as he stared with a disappointed look in his eyes. You cling too much to the past. What you saw when you were a kid just isn't there anymore. The panda turned back to face the front, his muzzle pointing at the moon outside. Better growing up also means seeing the bullshit you were blind to. It's fucked, James. My heart was frantically pounding, wanting to escape or die trying. I really, really hate how painful my chest feels. Because I crave a relationship with the people that birthed me. He snorted. There's nothing special about carrying the same blood. It's all bullshit. I held both seats tightly. I understand what you're trying to say, but I don't see it that way. Frustration began to fade, replaced by well-known longing. They are and will always be special in my eyes. It's love. It's unconditional. We are connected to a level that goes beyond reason. My discomfort began to shift as tiny little sobs escaped me. Don't they feel the same? Why can't they understand my feelings? They should, because I do, and we're family. Tears blurred my vision. It hurts to imagine a life without them when we could be together. Streaming down my cheeks, caught by my clothes into tiny drops. If only they would listen. James poked me with a tissue. You're just begging for them to control your life more than they already do. They know they can get away with it because you're not putting your foot down. I'm scared, James. I'm scared of the pain it's going to cause. Wiped my face. Deep down, I'm still wishing for a happy ending that doesn't exist. There are things that can't be negotiated with. Grabbed my guitar off the floor, showing it to him. Can I? He rolled his eyes. God, no. Please, it's really short. Panda groaned before waving me off. Fine, just torture me some more, why don't you? Watery eyes, I stifled a chuckle. After a minute or two, I readied myself. I need you to love me the way that I do. Is there someone out there who can do it for you? My fingers missed a few notes, and the more I sang, the more I wanted to cry again. Poisonous words drip down your lips, letting the hurt seep in my soul for a single praise that never comes home. But it felt good. My body was giving a nice warmth from this music, and regardless of quality, freed me. You can't change the way my heart plays. I know you wish to try. I see it in your eyes. I smile while my heart breaks. Love is a burden I carry for you. I strummed the guitar one last time before turning my gaze back to James. That motherfucker was holding his ears down. Gotta focus on making lyrics that actually sound nice first. Sending a message should come second. I rolled my eyes. I think words must carry meaning even if the quality suffers for it. No, you're just not that good. I wanted to get mad, but my face flushed red instead. Well, the song wasn't meant to be heard from anyone in the first place anyway. I puffed my cheeks. You're such a jerk. Then what's the point of making it? I assumed you were going to sing it to her. Hearing that grossed me out. Never in a million years. I write to give my thoughts shape and sing to process my feelings. Not for a second did I consider showing it to her or anybody else. Aren't I the lucky one? He scoffed. But yeah, Auntie wasn't going to change her mind because you sang about being gay. His words cut deep and he didn't even know. It's more than that. I mean, most of your problems stem from that. Just get this over with. You'll feel so much better once you do. Easy for you to say when you're never going to experience this. You just go ring Jessica, screw her up a little, and call it a day. James gave me a toothy smile. Bro, don't be jealous of my girlfriend. Ew. I shoved him. Oh, fuck off! He laughed first, then I followed after him. Situation you're in doesn't have that good ending. He lifted one arm, then the other. Would you like a sip of poison that hurts a bit every day, or break a limb? He weighed the options in my place. When you put it like that, I understand why you'd act the way you do. Breaking a leg is so fucking painful, man. Remember when that happened to me while playing soccer? Yeah, I had never seen you cry so hard. God, I wouldn't wish that kind of pain on my worst enemy. The point is that you can't avoid that forever. That leg has to break. And it's gonna hurt like hell. But pain does go away, and once it does, you'll never have to drink poison again. James, just stay over at your cousin's house. I'll look after you while that leg heals. I'll think about it, okay? He unlocked the door. Yeah, waste your time. Leaned against the window to follow him. No, seriously. Thanks for saying all that. It was really sweet of you. He gave me the middle finger. Bro, don't butter me up if you can't commit. Couldn't even respond to that and just watched him walk away. What the fuck did I just read? In the world he lived in, James didn't have to pick a side. He didn't have to sacrifice anything. He was allowed to have it all. So why was I the bad guy for wishing the same? James never left my side, no matter how many times we fought. My head is a mess. It truly felt like something was prying everything open. This didn't exactly hurt me physically, but my heart was going through it. I remember this. I was on my way home to tell Mom everything went fine, that the moving was done. With my phone still hanging down my paws, chat was already open. Took a small detour by the pond where we all used to play. All these memories surfaced back up. The longing I'd been developing for the past grew 10 times bigger. Am I supposed to play along? Walked closer to the pond, watching my lonely reflection in the water. Honestly, I don't really mind this, staying here where it doesn't hurt anymore. It was nostalgic. Wait a minute. Is that a little baby Ryan in the reflection? It was nostalgic. Joel and I made paper boats and watched them float, waiting for the wind to do its thing. I wish we could have stayed like that. Being a kid was fun, an experience I couldn't let go. Now these stupid feelings in my chest were in the way, with thoughts I didn't want and desires that could ruin everything. Everyone might have been much happier if I had turned into a normal adult. I could feel my guts twisting in pain even thinking about it. You can do it, right? A question addressed to whoever was forcing me to live through my past. Watch the bad, now show me the good. Leaned over the edge, a nostalgic smile spreading across my face. Make me small, dumb, and silly. A tiny chuckle escaped me as I recalled the fun times. Running in the grass, chasing my friends, laughing. Ears perked up when I heard leaves rustling nearby. In that world, still would include me. I froze as he walked next to me. James, you came? In reality, the text I sent him got ignored. This wasn't a memory? I didn't want to waste my last chance to tell you everything. I sighed. James, there's nothing to talk about. Not after all the bullying you did to Joel. I can't forgive you. He scoffed. As if you wouldn't dive in to save your princess and throw hands in his place. I tightened the hold around my bag. That means nothing. I know you enjoyed it. I pushed the bag closer to my face before muttering the truth. Yeah, a little bit. He sat near the edge of the pond. Oh, this fucking hurts. Like, actually. This really fucking hurts. Like, ow. Owie. Youch. Can I just, like, crawl into a hole and cease existing? He sat near the edge of the pond. Ever asked yourself why? Oh, yeah, I did, but you'd never tell me. He pretended to laugh. I felt betrayed that you chose him over me. That didn't feel true. You were doing that shit before I switched sides, remember? James left my question unanswered as he stared at his reflection in the water. Wouldn't you hate his guts too if your mom constantly compared you to Joel? He raised his fingers before quoting himself. She put the child prodigy on a pedestal and shamed me for not being exactly like him. Damn. Both of our families were super shit. Life was awful sitting there listening to her saying how she wished Joe was hers instead. He kicked a rock into the pond. Fucking hated his guts. Dad divorced her over this. My goddamn family torn apart by an idiot who did nothing at all. I sheepishly looked at him. That's not really his fault. He snapped back, making me flinch. I was a child! Kids have stupid thoughts! Whenever he'd raise his voice, I'd feel compelled to seek shelter and hide. But this bag was too small for me. Joel destroyed my life, and I had to rationalize that way, even if it wasn't true. At least you were there for me, that one thing you couldn't have. Hearing that tugged my heartstrings, until he fucking did. How the hell do you expect a teenager to handle all of this? held his forehead tightly, pushing the hair inward. I was going crazy. Nobody was willing to help me. Nobody? You have an entire group of dorks that do everything you say. Expect a bunch of gold diggers and yes men to fill in your shoes. He gestured at himself with both paws. Wanted a real connection, the kind we share. The one Joel didn't deserve to have. James crossed his arms, sulking with his body sinking deeper into that patch of grass. Because, that fucker had everything given to him on a silver platter. Sorry, I never really saw it that way. You left me behind. That's not true. I didn't. You pushed me away. I would have loved for us three to become friends and stick together all the time. An unrealistic dream. He sighed before inching closer to the body of water. Watched him pull his pants up a little before dipping his toes into the water. But feels good. I decided it wasn't worth discussing this and moved on. You do realize I saw you making a paper boat when nobody was looking, right? James didn't reply and splashed his feet around. Shit, he was. I just wanted to be in your life. Those words are hurting a bit more than usual tonight. You think his was easier than yours, James? He scoffed. Don't bother asking me that, you know the answer. I can tell you, they weren't that different. Same experiences seen from another angle. His eyes flickered back to me for a couple of seconds. Stop bullshitting me. I'm serious. He didn't have anyone he could rely on. Everyone simply expected him to always be the best. And when he couldn't keep up with those demands, people walked away, disappointed. James angrily stomped once, almost splashing us both. Being at the top can't possibly suck. You're just lying out of your ass now. There was a few drops of water that fell me back into the pond. It's true. Things are just as bad. Nobody sees the amount of work and dedication it takes. Everything's taken for granted. No results, that means you're useless. He stood up. There must be a lot of shitty people teaching that shouldn't. Yeah, some professors genuinely killed my desire to learn something new. The worst kind of feeling. I stared down at my reflection. Do you remember when we were kids, Annabelle wasn't feeling well for a time? Turned toward me. A time doesn't cut it. She was bedridden for at least 3 years. His eyes sprang open. What? She told you the reason? Annabelle never wanted to talk about her depression. It was a coincidence. Joel was in tears, venting to his toys about the situation they were in when he was playing. It broke my heart to see that. Ran back to Mom, asked her to help him, and was told to mind my own business. He laughed at me. You'd sneak leftovers to feed them while using me as a scapegoat. Yeah. He needed help. I thought, my cousin is tough, he can handle himself. I didn't choose him because he was better, you idiot. I chose Joel because you're stronger than him. He lowered his ears, facing the saddened reflection in the water. I hate this. Why are you making me feel these things? It doesn't justify all you do for Joel, as if he's the only one who matters. Took a long, drawn-out breath. I go too far, I know. When I think about home, Joel's the first thing that comes to mind. I could feel my chest warming up. Nothing makes sense unless I'm next to him. And do you think that's healthy for you? He's like a vampire. I just can't see anything else. But I know you're not wrong either. He playfully punched my leg. Don't tell me that only to keep doing the same shit anyway. Come home, Ryan. You're not really attending college. If Joel's going to do it, then I'm going to do the same. I smirked. By the way, Primarosa really sucked ass. He raised his head up to the sky with a relieved look on his face. It's strange. This feels different from all the other times. I really do feel like my words got through, that you're actually getting it. Can I hope you'll start fixing things? I toyed with my thumbs. There's a big list that I'm super scared to tackle, but I want to. Shame we couldn't have this talk in the real world. Turned toward me in confusion. Huh? Did you get in my weed stash again? You can't handle my edibles. I snorted. I might soon, but I need to break a limb first. He smiled. That response surprisingly appeased him. Ryan, listen, there's one more thing I want you to see. I watched his fingers draw circles in the dirt. It's something I never told you or anyone because nobody would believe me. My ears perked up. Suddenly a mood for sharing secrets? I didn't know how to bring it up. It's extremely important, especially if you keep insisting on sticking around Joel. Raised a brow. You're acting strange. Should I be worried? He flung his paws at me, almost slapping my face. Watch out! Take my paw, it's the only way. I chuckled a bit, caught off guard by the whimsical shift this conversation had taken. Alright, Magic Panda, show me this super secret of yours. A smile formed as I recognized the pattern of this room. So, this is the shape his mind takes. It was very dreamer-like, just as I expected him to be. A big bear with big dreams. Joel? The bear's face appeared right in front of mine from the top, his body floating upside down. What the? I distanced myself from him as he gave me a wide grin. Welcome back! He tilted his head a little. Wait, are you supposed to be here? Sierra was going to escort you out. The bear placed a finger in his mouth while rambling to himself. No way he disobeyed King. Yeah, this is the wrong Ryan. That's kind of my thing. It doesn't matter. Where is Ryan? Take me to him. He spun around and descended. Most likely done. The castle showed him something really fucked up. Don't tell me. Gusts of icy wind blew behind me as fog and snow dominated my field of view. I instinctively embraced myself, shivering at the sudden drop of temperature. Not just that, the whole world around me changed. What happened? Gravity went back to normal. His mind is growing unstable. Fuck, I'm too late. He saw the Gavin thing, didn't he? Rubbed the back of his head. Yeah, we might be in trouble. I tightly held my hat down. You must know where he is. Just take me there. I did, but the snowstorm is messing with my soul reading. Give me his last known position. He shouldn't have gone far. He rubbed his paws together as fast as he possibly could until a small ball of light appeared. Follow that. It's going to get you as close as possible to him. When I stepped towards it, the ball floated forward and stopped. I'll try to delay this room from killing your friend. I owe you one. We can discuss that after you talk him down. Now go! He vanished, leaving me alone in this crazy weather. I should have asked him to make this thingy a little more visible! The ground was slippery, my body was freezing, and I wasn't even sure of where I was going. I blindly followed this tracker and hoped for the best. What I was wearing was enough to fight off this kind of storm. I could feel my body screaming in pain with each step I took. This was an illusion of some sort, something his mind made up, but why did it feel so real? Ryan! I shouted his name a few times before burying my face into the hat. Slowly I moved forward, pushing the snow aside that wanted to bury me alive. Answer me! Without the faker's help, I couldn't imagine a way for me to get through this. Everything seemed perfectly crafted to stop me from finding Ryan. I buried my face deeper into the hat when I realized the implications of what I had just thought. He wanted me to find him, right? Ryan, where are you? I coughed as tiny puffs of vapor escaped through the gaps. This wasn't working. I was in just as much danger as Ryan was. Without shelter, I'd faint before I could even get to him. The ball suddenly stopped moving and floated backward right into my chest. Its warmth spread across my body, enough to push away the ever-growing numbness in my legs. Oh, thanks. This could get me further, but now I also have no guide. Ryan! I yelled again, frustration welling up inside me. What did I say? That I was going to find you. And you did. Now stop screaming. It was a tired response, slightly irritated. My ears perked up, a large silhouette taking shape in the distance. See, I'm so glad. His back turned toward me. Ryan faced a frozen pond. Is that what I think it is? Walked closer, noticed the empty look in his eyes. He couldn't meet my gaze, as if I wasn't even there. Aren't you cold? It must have been difficult to get all the way here. His words lacked his signature explosive warmth. Instead, they were as icy as the cold around me. It was, yeah, but that's irrelevant. His braids fluttered in the stormy wind. You needed help, so I came. Do I need help again? Tiny crack in his monotone voice, one painful note of sadness. Well, we can talk later, not in the middle of the storm. Are you looking for shelter because there isn't one? I'm sure we can find one if we look for it. He stared at the brewing storm unfolding in front of us. I destroyed them all, Joel. He smiled, boasting a degree of satisfaction that masked his real feelings. They're gone. And you should be the same. I'm not leaving you here. Saving me doesn't solve the problem. There was a giant wall in his heart that didn't let me in. I know what Gavin did. His face temporarily regained some color as he responded with a weak chuckle. Then why are you here wasting your time with me? Is it a waste to look for someone I care about? His eyes trailed to the side, giving in to his desire to glance at me. It's fake. You don't know that. He laughed, placing a paw on his face to hold that back. Even now, my body screams to join you while my mind demands to do anything you say. Ryan took a deep breath, his face growing pale again. Drives me insane, but the storm numbs my senses, and just for a bit, I feel control returning to me. I felt my stomach churning, a warning I had to heed. No, Ryan, it's not doing that. If you don't stop this, you will die. I want it gone, Joel. Even if it means ripping my miserable heart out of my chest. And if my soul can't handle this, then I'll gladly let it break. Stop, don't say another word. When I tried approaching him, the storm grew in size, physically pushing me away from Ryan. Don't get closer! You can't pretend what we saw didn't happen. I dug my boots into the snow, slowly inching forward to reach out again. My whole existence. My reason for living, twisted and corrupted only to serve yours. His pain was fueling this room. I never wanted that. I never asked for this. I never thought of you that way. A brief pause. Hesitation brewing underneath that surface with a lonely smile. No, but it doesn't change what he did to me. Each step, the snow crunched under my boots as the icy winds froze the tips of my fur. It was genuinely mine. Where's the truth? What's the lie? Gavin fed me an illusion, and I'll never forgive him for that. I stopped where I was before, afraid of further angering him. It doesn't have to be like this. My shivering paw tightly held up my chest, yet the warmth kept fading. Mine are real. We can start anew, build upon them, make something that is truly yours. We're born from a lie, Joel. You simply want Gavin's brainwashed minion back. No matter what shape you'll take, my feelings aren't going to change that easily. You're attached to someone that never existed in the first place. He gave me the saddest laugh I've ever heard. Our entire relationship was born broken because you met a sleeper agent. Tears formed in the corners of his eyes only to disappear in the wind. How much of this Ryan is actually me? How different would I be if Gavin hadn't messed with my head? The memories we share, the time we spent together, the feelings they evoked, they are as real as they can possibly be. He sighed, puffs of smoke coming out of his mouth. Yeah, and having you here brings them all back. Now it hurts both ways, with or without you. I extended my paw at him, hoping for him to take it. Let me help you, Ryan. We can make it stop, I swear. Give me the chance to prove it to you. He gave it a brief look before burying himself into his jacket. You can't, Joel. It'd be meaningless. It can't be you. It's never going to be you. With this remaining strength of mine, I refuse to fall back into being a slave to fate. His head moved up, facing the ongoing storm straight ahead. My final act of defiance against a life that doesn't belong to me. Don't do this, please. This is wrong. You're wrong. I shook my arm again, hoping it'd get his attention. You can reclaim it all. Nothing's lost yet. Wish you could see just how intense your words feel to me. He smiled. So powerful to an unhealthy degree I can only see now. And I don't blame you for that. The fault is all mine for feeding it stronger every single day. Dad said that you can fight it, that I can guide you through it. Yes, I heard that, but it's obviously too late. I begrudgingly dragged my arm away, bitterness making its way through the gaps in my heart. So are you going to attribute everything to Gavin? You need to accept what happened, Ryan. Whether you like it or not, he's a part of you. But this doesn't mean he controls you completely. He raised his paws, staring at them in disgust as they shriveled in the wind. The fact that he did, I feel tainted. My sense of self is crumbling before me. It's okay to be upset, but this doesn't mean you have to give up on me. That's so unlike the Ryan I know. Joel, I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't even know what I am anymore. He slowly shook his head. The Ryan you know might as well have never existed. Just let me go. Leaving this place is only going to bring back the obsessed man that lives for your sake. It's not going to happen. That Ryan will disappear the moment we get outside. How can you be so sure of that? Because I trust that the lives we lived truly belong to us. That you were never controlled by anyone. That the law of consent activated because it aligned with your desires. They already existed, Ryan. They were always there. So take them. Hate the bad. Enjoy the good. You lived and you're still here. Nepal reached out for a third time, and when he did, Ryan felt compelled to turn and stare in utter confusion. I'm scared, Joel. Scared of ending up in chains a second time. Took a step back as fear flooded his eyes. I'll break you free whenever you need me to. His soul manifested with an explosive blue color erupting from the very top of his head. No, these feelings are not real! I'm just falling under a spell again! His voice cracked amongst the constant yelling. You can't help me anymore! It was getting way too cold. My body couldn't handle this anymore, and the same must be true for him too. There wasn't much time left. My words were breaking through the outer shell, but I had to dig deeper for the storm completely overwhelmed us. Oh my god. Ow. Fucking ow. I'm pouring myself a drink. Don't worry, it's non-alcoholic. It's just juice. Because we are going to finish this tonight. Yeah, I don't like these options. Like, at all. None of them feel right. Lug, are you being dead ass? We're gonna save scum. Just kidding. Oh, you are? Cool. So you think Gavin ordered you to make you fall in love with me? Upon hearing that, the whole room came to a standstill. All those small fragments of snow were stuck in the air as time itself froze too. He stared down at me in utter disbelief, unsure of what to say, of what to think. To get here, I had to walk the same path you did. See those memories of yours. Said slowly moved left to right. No, tell me it's not true, that you didn't look! I wish I could forget that I hadn't seen them, but I did. At last, I got a good look at the bear you keep locked away. It's not the same person standing before you. I understand why you want to keep denying it, because it's humiliating. Painful to see the error of your ways and having to confront them. But you can't cling to Gavin because you would never consider this idea, that you'd develop romantic feelings for me. His face quickly regained a bright brown color as the embarrassment invaded through those cheeks. Stop saying that, I'm not in love with you. Didn't I tell you before? I said that I would wait for you for as long as it takes. I'm going to let you decide. Take the first step and lead me in whatever direction you want. Because you deserve to live a life with or without me. So please, keep on living. Stand up again, build again, walk on your own 2 feet. I made too many mistakes, Joel. It's over. I'm done. You're the last thing that kept me sane, but it turns out you were just as toxic as everything else. Mistakes don't make us worthless. There is pride in scars we hate so much. Because they're lessons. They brought us here today. We can look at them and understand why they're bad because we lived through them. I believe in you. If we can't get there today, it'll be tomorrow. Don't you dare give up now. Fight for the life you deserve. Tear it off his hands and claim it back. As he eyed me, time resumed flowing. Joel? I nodded. Ryan? He stared at me, eyes filled with sorrow as he debated on taking my hand again. It's not fair how naked and vulnerable you were forced to be while shielding me. I love you, Ryan. With trembling lips, his eyes sprang open. Does that make it up to you even a little bit? It was as if I'd snapped something inside of him as tears flooded down his face. He charged at me, his large body wrapping itself around mine. The bear cried as loud as he possibly could, those painful sobs dampened by the pure white snow that fell upon us. No! I reluctantly reciprocated the hug, only to find myself buried in his chest. It's okay, I know. You're fine. What if I curl into a ball and turn into a singularity that destroys all human life? And the AI data centers. Specifically the data centers, because fuck them. Time to be turned into the singularity. I know. It's okay. I know you're fine. My paw gently brushed the back of his neck. Snowflakes landed on his face, blending into his tears. Nothing is fine. Everything is wrong. He roared in pain and embraced me tighter, desperately clinging onto my clothes like it was the last thing he was ever allowed to do. But I'm sure what we have is real, even if a terrible man gave it to us. I slowly nodded, feeling his chest against my face. This time we won't let the past define our future. Yes. As he said that, the snow melted away and the storm ceased to exist. It seems like I was too late for winter. I gently brushed my face against his clothes. I think you didn't miss out, considering how cold you are. He coughed a bit. No, you are! That's not possible. I'm the one warming you up. In the midst of that silence, Ryan broke into a soft laughter in which I followed. Silly bear. Tears still streaming down his face, a soft golden glow surrounded him. It's nice, but to feel this again when I'm ready for it. Gently pulled me away and I let him. Of course! But his paw was still holding mine. I'd like to keep this if that's okay. Now that the worst had passed, I heard my hat calling for me. That's perfect! You see, I'm still freezing and your paw is super warm! Oh yeah, I remember you saying something else. You're about to activate my secret petty trap, so watch where you're going, big man. No, that's alright, I already forgot. He gave me a big smile and somehow it felt even brighter than usual. Those tired eyes only reinforced how strong his soul truly was. For a moment, I swore it felt different, heavier, a more dense, but it might have been the strain from this trial. We should be able to leave now. That'd be nice, but we're not getting a door to appear out of nowhere just because you say so. Fingers snapped in the distance as a conveniently shaped door appeared. You just had to make me look like an idiot. Felt the faker's presence nearby. Always! His voice echoed in the distance. We should go. Check on the others as soon as possible. Yeah, just give me a sec. Leaned forward and readied himself to shout. Thank you! A warning would have been nice. You'll survive. That's kind of mean. He measured it with the other free paw. Maybe a little bit. When he walked closer, the door opened on his own. The lounge was visible from where we stood. Thank God! We crossed through. I missed that average humid temperature, as I now feel like I had stepped into a desert with my clothes still damp and cold from the remains of winter. How are you feeling? I watched Ryan as I shoved off the leftover snow. The bear placed a paw on his chest. Heart still pounding. It feels like opening a bottle of soda and dropping mints into it. Oh no, that's super messy. Yeah, it is, but I think I can handle it now. He gripped my paw one more time before letting it go. You've done good things and bad things. That doesn't mean I want you dead. Ryan scratched the back of his head. I mean, I didn't really want to die. Consider it like a byproduct. I glared at him. What about I don't consider it at all? He shrugged. Fair enough. A slow clapping noise alerted us of someone else's presence. When we looked at the staircase, there he was, proudly wearing a big grin on his face. Bravo. That was an outstanding performance, friend. I am not your friend. He playfully rubbed his beard. And not in this era, no, but I can live with one-sided feelings, have no fear. Ryan's hand dug behind his jacket, reaching for a hammer. I'm not in the mood for more bullshit. Placed my paw on top of his to hold it still. Should I not congratulate you both for the successful trial? One of the most intense I have witnessed, I'd say. This guy thinks we're a show to watch. I skeptically raised a brow. Is that the only thing you want to give praise? My objective is to nurture high-quality souls. Offering more at this stage would overwhelm you and ruin the harvest. I could feel Ryan's boiling rage. I swear if he compares us to a guinea pig one more time, I'm smacking him. You best avoid conflict. I'm offering you a temporary leave as a reward for the efforts you've shown tonight. The door behind us began to slowly creak open. We can go? Hurried a quick look just to confirm, but giving my back to King didn't feel safe at all. He said temporary, didn't he? It's a formality. We're all aware of what your true intentions are. Not only will you return, but your friends have found proper motives to set foot in my boundless realm. I don't need anything from you. I gave Ryan a weird look. What does that mean? My clone said something about it. Getting all the requirements fulfilled will grant you the thing you need most. Oh, that's so incredibly fishy. Ryan's soul released a subtle blue glow. At the time, all I wanted was to disappear. I wonder if the castle responded to that wish. I'm not leaving without my friends. My words might not be enough to sway your conviction, so I brought these to weed out all traces of doubt. Soul began to swirl around him, manifesting the 8 candles from before, all of them lit with a lively blue flame, except mine. As you can see, the acknowledgement has been delivered. Everyone showed great promise and will be allowed to move on to the next phase. What's the point? Why would you want us to get better? It doesn't make sense. He clicked his fingers together after making the candles vanish. Feel free to explore and solve that mystery for me, young man. His paws opened wide, pointing at the hallways in the corners of this room. But you must be prepared to face the consequences of said choice. A king doesn't let every room of his castle left unguarded. I hope you understand. A chilling sensation hits me in the back of my neck. The night. About that, apologies for the trouble he's caused you. He's deeply influenced by the curse. Hence harder rein in. Ryan opened his palm wide and fisted it with the other. You met that guy again? I'm still owed a rematch. The hyena chuckled. It is always a pleasure to witness the results of a good trial. Don't you think so too? His wilder nature is out in the open for everyone to see. Ryan glared, but a subtle blush flourished underneath. Fuck. I hate that it felt so good to hear him say that. Everything has its own time and place. The doors behind us slowly began to close. This isn't over, King. You can stay if you so wish, but I discourage you from doing that. It's better for you to stay alive. That talent of yours has yet to bloom. My talent? You know what it is, don't you? We gotta go. He grabbed my paw and ran at the door with me in tow. I'm sure you'll entertain me with another interesting discussion at our next meeting. Ryan threw me outside first and squeezed himself through the medium-sized gap left for himself. Landed with my ass first and slid down on the wet grassy floor. Ow, ow, ow! That hurt! I massaged my back, trying to soothe these sore muscles. I couldn't make it any better, sorry. Behind me, a familiar shadow towered over my injured body. Need a hand? Patrice! He flipped his paw up. Yo! He helped me stand as Ryan walked closer. You're alone? Where is everyone? I'll tell you while we head back to the car. You guys finished last. I squinted at him. You don't get it? Damn, I thought that one was good. Ryan shook his head as he moved past us. We did, it's just not really the time for it. Sounds like he had a bad night too, huh? We followed after Ryan, leaving the castle behind once again with the fog slowly hiding it back in the shadows. How's the situation? Did everyone get out?
Yeah, I offered myself to stand on guard and wait for everyone to show up.
I'm guessing the king forced you out too.
Mm-hmm. He mumbled some weird stuff and told me to leave.
You look good. How are the others doing? The tiger awkwardly laughed it off.
I don't think I can describe it.
How many bads would you use? Quickly raised his finger one after the other.
At least 10! I stayed behind because I could see they needed a moment to chill out.
Shit. Yeah, I can imagine it must have been awful. Liam, how was he?
Funny you asked about him.
Ryan and I shared a concerned look.
He became completely nonverbal. I hadn't seen that since elementary school.
Ring felt cold upon hearing that. I see. I expect Dylan to stand watch. Is he also fucked up?
No, not really. He told me he wanted to crack a few ghosts to release his frustration, which I totally get. Something oddly, strangely satisfying about it.
I glowered.
You guys fought ghosts and I didn't?
Kicked rock in defiance. That actually pisses me off.
Can I ask you something instead?
Patrice looked the other way after asking. I really don't want to talk about what happened. Nuh-uh, that's off limits.
No, not that. You were there, remember?
On his trial. No, I don't. I did see Russell, though. Patrice froze for a second. His soul gave a subtle wave.
Strange.
Was it bad, Patrice?
No, don't worry. It's fine. Doesn't matter. You know, if that wasn't Ryan, then it lifts a weight off my chest.
Any particularly useful intel to share?
I heard Dylan learned something important about the pillars, but nobody seemed in the mood to actually discuss anything.
Can you blame them? It was terrifying. I guess we'll talk things out tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess it's for the best. We all need time to process the things we saw.
When I returned to the car, the others were scattered around, sitting alone in silence, but their souls were much clearer than they were before. Couldn't tell whether this was a good sign or not anymore. Joel? Yeah, what's wrong? Are you free tomorrow? 100%. Good, because we need to talk. Yeah, let's get some rest and sleep on it first, though. What else could King have prepared for us that could get a worse reaction than this? I was afraid of finding out. What? What? What the fuck? Stay safe, have a good night. I will see you all tomorrow.